Yeah. So we don't have to have. I like it. I have, Patty, I have like regular. Test. Yeah. Test. Test. All right. We have volume.
We just Lord, can you speak so I can see if our mic is working?
Can you hear me, Carrie? Carrie?
Look,
Yeah, can you hear me?
yes.
Okay.
See, we've got a double. I know.
I don't have anyone.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna mute this one.
No, because that's what. If I mute it.
Three. Have you chat GPT? No. There.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you. I'm having an echo. Give me a minute, please. Testing, testing. Okay, I got this.
You find it? What was it?
It had us logged in twice. I don't know how that happens from one computer, but okay.
And we're already.
Okay, Flo, can you speak, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Uh-huh.
And we're already recording.
And we're recording, yes.
Good morning, everyone. Today is January 14th, 2026. We are in a regular meeting of the Presidio County Commissioners Court. We are at the courthouse in Marfa, Texas. If I could please ask Ms. Catano to verify our quorum. Present. Here. No, he's not on. Here. Thank you so much. If you would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so we'll open it up now for public comments. If you would, please introduce yourselves, tell us where you're from, and you have 5 minutes.
Robert Davis, Martha, Salsaquetas. I'm here again about the roads in Salsaquetas, Judge. This is my 4th visit to the Commissioner's Court. I've spoken to many of you, including yourself, in private, in public, on the phone, to get the potholes repaired and the streets maintained. Not exactly sure what's going on, but I think this is exceedingly ridiculous. Commissioner called me himself, didn't you? And you asked me which street. I said all the streets. You also said, Commissioner, that the crew said they were coming out in 2 or 3 days. They never showed up. They did come with a maintainer. They dumped some sand on Columbia Street with a maintainer. So the sand blew away. You know, I'm not here about the sand. I'm not here about the maintainer. I'm not here about Columbia Street. I'm here about the potholes. I'm hoping that maybe this is the time that somebody will send Mr. Carrasco's crew out and fill the potholes, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Any public comments? Anybody in the virtual world? All right, we'll move on to our routine agenda items. Agenda item number 1, discuss and take action to approve budget amendments and/or line item transfers.
Yes, sir, you have both.
Okay,
Line item first one to the Veterans Affairs Office. To furniture and equipment, $810.04 for the Commissioner's medical insurance. This is Commissioner Heisler's insurance contribution amount, and this is to cover a purchase of a laptop. The next was to the non-departmental pauper burials, $400 from autopsies, and this is to cover the indigent cremation invoice. The last one's to the tax office, $1,296.06 from other services, and this is to cover the overdrawn overtime account. Those are the line items.
okay. Any questions?
I move we accept the 5-item transfers as presented.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, I do have one budget amendment. The budget amendment is for the Presidio Airport. Presidio entered into an airport project agreement with TxDOT on December 13, 2023 for the development of Presidio Levy International Airport. The construction project will replace visual approach slope indicator. The original agreement was $405,000 from state funds and $45,000 to come from the county. The project has had an increase of $260,062 and an amendment to the original agreement has been approved. The new amount for construction is $710,100 changing the county's contribution to 71,010. The county had paid Texas $45,000, an additional $26,010 will need to be paid to cover the new match amount. This is an unbudgeted item and budget amendment from the airport's fund balance in the amount of $26,010 is required. You guys had approved this amendment in the previous commission's court.
The last special meeting.
Madam Auditor, you're saying the project had an increase of $260,062. But we're only adding an additional $26,010.
Right, we had already paid that 45 original amount, and then with the revision, it increased to the 7610.
Okay.
So
That makes
that's why we already paid the $26,000.
It's 10% of 200,000
Yes.
plus. Okay,
I move that we approve the budget amendments as presented.
I have a motion
I'll second.
and I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 2, discuss and take action to approve the auditor's monthly report.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to mention that the Presidio County Airport had a limited tax notes. They were issued in 2018 and the final payment was done on December of 2025. The amount issued for the tax notes had been originally $418,000. So that's been paid up.
Congratulations.
Great.
Good for them.
Alicia, I'm starting to get concerned about the jail. And clearly, each monthly auditor's report shows that we're in trouble with the jail.
I don't think their revenues are catching up to their expenses. So it's just important to keep track of what's coming in, going out.
So do we feel that, are they gonna go over the budget too?
They may not go over their budgeted amounts, but it's just, if they keep as they are, they should be right at where they budgeted. In case, I just want to remind the court that you have to deficit budget for the jail. So if they spend more than what they presented for revenues, then they will have to come back to the commissioners for a request that difference.
Okay. So right now, there's not a concern with the current budget.
Now with the current budget, it's just that eventually, if they don't catch up to what they're spending, the court will have to look at some solutions for the jail.
And have you been approached that there's a plan to catch up with or anything?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, it's basically based on volume and we're at the,
Yeah.
I mean, we're tethered to whatever the federal government decides. If
Yeah,
they
that
want to
Marshall's
send, if they want to send 10, they send 10. If they want to send 140, they send 140.
I think we're at 30.
Yeah, my understanding is they're just not,
Yeah.
the prisoners out there to, at this time to get enough. It's kind, I'll.
Is that a good thing? That's a
Yeah,
good
in a
thing.
sense, I'll speak to this a little bit. It's kind of a double-edged sword, because I was here when we didn't have the jail, and we spent quite a bit of money, a huge amount of money, sending prisoners to other. I don't know, I honestly don't know the answer, but I do know that it was a big deal to constantly have a deputy on the road with 2 or 3 prisoners to go to Cerro Blanco, I believe is where we were putting them at the time. And the loss of his time in the county, plus the time to go take it, plus the cost of prisoners there. It's sort of a double-edged sword. Do we keep a jail or do we? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
If I knew that, I would be something else besides just sitting here.
Well, it's already 120-mile round trip
Right.
if you're a South County.
Right,
And now tack on Van Horn, now you're looking at
right.
240-mile round trip. And
Actually, that one time I had to make a double trip to Sierra Blanca,
Mhm.
and he took my whole day shift, you know.
Okay.
I went and took one when I came in. Came back, they had another one.
Yeah.
Came back.
You remember all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not proposing we get rid of the jail.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
it's-
wondering,
Yeah.
I'm starting to
Exactly.
see those numbers and I'm like, just concerned that
Very much.
hopefully they can
Yes.
stay within the budget.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, and I'm gonna speculate here, there's, the, federal government, HSI, all of them, they're diverted to other states right now, so
Yeah.
it may be that there's not that much enforcement in Texas
Right.
and for the federal courthouses in Texas.
Right.
So I think that could be one reason. Could it change? Yeah. I think there's just a lot of things going on.
Yep.
Sure.
So hopefully, how do you hope for more criminals?
Yeah, right.
So we're on agenda item number two, the auditor's monthly report.
I'm gonna move that we approve the auditor's monthly report as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and second, all in favor.
Aye.
Agenda item, thank you so much, Ms. Sanchez. Agenda item number 3, discuss and take action to approve the treasurer's list of claims and bills.
Good morning, Commissioner, Judge.
Good morning.
So the general fund right now is, we started off at the beginning of December at 925,426.08. The debits and withdrawals out of that account was 897,482.05. The receipts, the money coming into that account was 1,229,304.31. So the ending balance in December was 1,257,248.34. The bank account as of today, this morning, the general bank account is 2,152,684.85. Our savings account at Marfa National Bank, beginning balance of December was 863,406.19 with an ending balance of 863,484.26, which the interest was $78.07. Payroll for December was 325,381.58, and payroll for January 2nd is or was $167,082.97. And we're working on payroll for Friday, and the amount for bills is $159,740.53. And I believe there was an adjustment at the very end. I don't know if Alicia wants to talk about that adjustment.
Okay, so I did an adjustment for a delinquent account final demand letter from TxDOT on a past project. I believe the project started in 2017 and was done in 2019. I think TxDOT got an audit and they found that the county from their original amount that we had to pay still owed the $4,000. $4,024.05. So we have received a credit from another project, so I took this money, I'm taking that to pay this unbudgeted invoice out of that funds we received. I spoke to the judge, and he said we had a conversation with some people at TxDOT, so if the court wants us to hold on to paying this invoice, we're okay doing that as long as it's not over maybe a couple of weeks, so that we're not past due, if nothing can be fixed on that.
Yeah. I guess and this is on that Safe Streets grant that was awarded. I want to say the total was $9 million in sidewalk projects for Presidio at the time, and it was something. It was a no-brainer. It was like 4 cents, a 4-cent investment. But when this first started, and I want to say they called it, but anyway. So I had forgotten that the county had, this is back when Judge Guevara was in, she participated, the county participated, and they took a portion of project. And I think it was Bledsoe to O'Reilly.
Yes.
Yeah, so then, and there was like 5 total projects where they put sidewalks in. And, but as we were moving along, the way TxDOT was doing it, they were saying, well, you guys pay for engineering services and pay for this and pay for that. And it got really convoluted. And along those lines, this is back in 2017, so I'm still a little mucky, but I recall them saying, you know what, we're having too many problems, we're bogging down progress. Let TxDOT go ahead and take care of everything. So forget about this stuff. We're going to use people. We already have contracts with engineers. Let's just use our staff engineers that we have contracts with, and we'll do away with it. So I guess my biggest question with TxDOT, and I'm not throwing rocks at them because it's a great project, but now you come after the fact. What's it been? 8 years, 9 years, and you're like, oh, an audit uncovered that you guys are delinquent. So I guess I'm just more frustrated than anything that it's so late in the game and so many years have passed and documents get shredded at 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. We started the RCI program. This is going to be one, I suspect it's going to be one of the projects where we've already shredded whatever documents we have. I suspect the city of Presidio, they do the same thing. I suspect their documents are going to be gone. So there's really no way for us to go and contest them. I did speak with the city administrator in Presidio. We do have a meeting tomorrow with TxDOT. Our portion is not that much. It's $4,000. Now, we don't want to be throwing money out the window, but I believe the city of Presidio, they're trying to back claim, I think it's 84,000. 44,000. Yeah. So, and obviously you guys are on fumes. So for you guys to come up with that money would really stink.
So we're just gonna ask them to give us a little more support documentation.
I think that's exactly the plan is okay, your auditor found this and now and we want you to show us.
Right.
Show us and tell us, hold my hand and walk me through this.
Right.
Because right now I think what they should do is just forgive the debt.
Absolutely.
So here's, and I think Ms. Sanchez's concern is that there's a demand letter and she doesn't want it to affect, and I agree, I don't want it to affect future grants. We have a great working relationship with TxDOT. So, I mean, I don't want to, but I do think it's justified for at least for us to go and have a conversation with them.
I'm gonna,
30 days to make it.
Okay.
I'm gonna move that we approve the treasurer's list of claims and bills with the exception of the TxDOT grant reimbursement amount.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. And I guess you could hold on to that, Ms. Sanchez?
Yeah,
You
yes, I will.
and
You
Ms.
let me know.
Uvilla, yeah.
Okay.
And, okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Agenda item number 4, discuss and take action to approve the treasurer's monthly report.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I gave my whole spiel at the beginning of bills, but I'll go over the general fund, the checking, the ending balance is the.
I don't think that's necessary for.
Neither do.
I'm gonna move that we approve the treasurer's monthly report as presented.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 5, discuss and take action to approve the previous Commissioners Court minutes. And it's for number A, December 10th, 2025. And I think that's the one that needed some slight modifications.
No, this is.
No?
No, this is
Okay.
a new one.
Okay.
I'm gonna move that we approve the previous Commissioners Court minutes for December 10th, 2025.
Okay.
I'll say.
I have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
And agenda item number 6, updates from the Lone Star Strategy Group.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. So on your report, you'll find HB 3000. For those that aren't in the task force that is being led by Commissioner Heisler, and I know she will get into it later in the agenda, HB 3000 is a county grant. And basically, it's House Bill 3000, Texas House Bill 3000, that was presented by Representative Ken King, District 88 in the Panhandle. Then approved and signed by Governor Greg Abbott. It's basically these funds that are being allocated for rural counties, and it's allowing these rural counties to be able to purchase an ambulance. And I say ambulance because we'll probably get into that later. But Presidio County qualifies for $500,000. And that's pretty much kind of the synopsis of it. It is due on January 31st, and it is only a one-time grant award. I don't know if there's any questions.
Questions? Any updates on the meetings? I think we discussed it last go around, but please.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our next meeting on the 19th, and everyone is always welcome to come to these meetings. I feel like we're doing some good work. I want to thank Ramon and Karina for getting the initial grant application in. And in that grant application, we did propose for both the Marfa EMS and the Presidio EMS to receive an ambulance. You know, I believe the judge has pointed out numerous times that we just have the first set of rules. I and Ramon have been writing emails to the Rules Committee asking specific questions because in talking with other EMS providers that were involved in the very language that the legislature approved, at that point in time, they were pointing out that some counties do have 2 providers and that this was going to create a real issue in some counties if we could only award it to one of the providers. So that's kind of the questions we're trying to get to the bottom of, Judge, is can that $500,000 just be awarded to Presidio County? We split it in half. We give $250,000 to Presidio, $250,000 to Marfa. We have received bids from both Presidio and Marfa, and they are under their $250,000 to do a refurbishing of their big ambulance, big box. I don't know that Marfa got creative with theirs, but I don't think it's going to be acceptable. So we asked them to please do a big box refurb. I am reaching now, Ramon, I started this morning, into Representative Morales and Senator Blanco to see if they can help us move the Rules Committee forward in answering that question before our meeting on the 19th. So either it will be a smooth, here you go, everyone's happy, or we're going to have to make a difficult decision, you know, on which of the entities get that. We can talk about the interlocal agreement because it's an agenda item later, but I do feel it's going real well. I'm going to call you City Councilwoman Bayonne is also on the task force committee, and she's here today. Thank you for coming.
Okay. So, and that was just an update. I guess we'll just move on to agenda item number 7.
You bet.
So agenda item number 7, and I'm going to ask because I'm seeing Miss Moratori sitting over there patiently.
Sure.
And I hate to take up, I already know she's got a full plate. I don't know if we want to go ahead and move on to hers.
I'm good with
And then
that.
come back.
I'm totally good with
It
that.
puts us out a little bit, but sounds good. So we'll move on to agenda item number 13. Discussion with action to add roadway Grasslands Way, which is located off Blackbird Road, to the master street addressing the MSAG database. And there's actually 4 of them that have action items. So there's Okay, I guess you want to go one by one, or is it one
However
whole
you would like
project?
to. I like to leave that up to you guys, how you want to proceed with that.
I'll seek the opinion of our clerk. Okay, so we've got 4 agenda items at number 13, 14, 15, and 16.
Okay.
Number 13 is Grasslands Way, located off Blackbird Road. Number 14 is King Street, West Washington. And number 15 is White Street, created off King Street. And number 16, is that a typo, north? Or is it like north?
It is a little typo.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Sorry, Lynn.
that's fine. I do it all the time. North Missouri Street to West Second Street.
Okay.
Okay.
And to kick it off, so Grasslands Way, this is out on the Hippo. And I came probably last year at some point for Blackwood.
Right.
It was the first of the roadways added onto the ranch so that we could then address the headquarters and so on and so forth. I think they even have a couple of Airbnb type places out there. This will be a different roadway. And if you see, I don't know if you were provided the maps that I created for this. I can even pass it around if I need to. So Grasslands is what we're adding. This will give me the ability to issue an address for the foreman's residence, okay? Another aspect to adding this roadway, this gives us a really good road loop for fire, for any kind of emergency mitigation we may have to do out there. So these guys have been amazing. Actually, this is one of the only ranches that is calling me because they're worried about 911. They want to be found. They want, if there is a fire, they want to make sure everybody knows where the roads are, things like that. So I like to commend those, take that situation seriously. So that's the first one.
I was actually out on that road a couple of
Were
weeks
you?
ago.
Yeah,
And
it looks like a good road.
it's a great road,
Yep.
but they really do need the signage for 911. So
they do.
I was happy to see this on the agenda.
Absolutely. And this, this will be part of your dispatch maps. Also, and I'll touch on this in a moment, the Eagle View platform that I've given everybody in government access to, that has all these road names on it too. And so if we have law enforcement, fire, EMS that's using the app on their phone, they can navigate to these places using this dispatch. So very cool stuff. Do we want to approve one by one or approve it in that?
Probably one by one.
One by one?
Now,
Okay. Okay.
and let me think. This is a private road
Yes, sir.
that will have public access.
This has nothing to do with access.
Okay.
This is simply to add this into my data. Correct. This is still a private ownership. Absolutely.
Okay.
If there's ever a conversation about ownership, maintenance, anything like that, it ain't gonna be with me.
Okay.
That's gonna be a separate issue that's brought to the commissioner's side.
And I don't think they're asking for that now.
No, sir.
No.
Not at all. Not at all. And if anybody ever does ask me, I say that isn't a question for me. Please go ask your commissioners.
So that's agenda item number 13, discussion with action to add a roadway, Grasslands Way. It's located off Blackbird Road to the master street according to the MSAG database. Discussion or motion?
I move that we approve item 13, the additional Grasslands Way as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 14, discussion with action to add roadway King Street, which is located off West Washington Street to the MSAG database.
All right, and I'll pass this one around too. This is a subdivision just west of town. It's not a true subdivision, right, by lot size. However, there are certain lots that will be accessed by these new roadways that they are already cut. This is just the process to add those roadways, make sure those road names are unique and that we can provide addressing based off of those roadways.
Did you
one of
say
three.
south of, or is it east?
West of town, over here.
West
Washington?
West Washington Street.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Yep, the very end of it. The
Okay,
very,
okay,
It's
okay.
out there, it's north of the tracks. even.
Okay.
So where Washington follows the tracks and then comes south across the tracks,
Right.
north of that is where we're.
This is the whole Quattro right.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And he has been working with, Mrs. Park
Yes.
on all of the details and everything,
Right.
so. But this is one step that they were missing and needed to come to me for.
And I'll state the obvious, you're double checking that the street names aren't conflicting with anything in the
That is
area.
correct, I'm very strict about that.
Very good.
I find
You
it
get one
interesting,
call.
the name.
If
I'm
you
just
get
gonna say
one
that.
call that goes to the wrong street name, that's an issue, and I believe your sister has experienced that Alma down in
Yeah.
Presidio, right? Texas versus Texas, which one do we go to, right?
Yeah.
So that is extremely important to us,
Rio
and we are
Grande
not
Street.
using matching names.
Rio Grande Street, Rio Grande Road,
That's what it was.
First Street
Right.
with an F, First Street with a 1.
There's an intersection of First and Presidio.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah, UPS doesn't like this.
no, we're working on it.
So that's agenda item number 14. It's the discussion with action to roadway King Street, which is located off West Washington Street.
I move we add King Street to the MSAG database and item 14 is presented.
I'll second.
I have a motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Was that name requested by the owner, or did you?
Yes,
come up?
that was a request.
I
Yeah, and
figured
if it
it.
doesn't match, it doesn't match. So,
Right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Agenda item number 15, discussion with action to add roadway White Street, located off the newly created King Street.
Okay, and I'll pass around the little map on this one too.
Is this
Pretty
the
self-explanatory. That's
Yeah.
correct. You'll see a little snippet of it on that other one.
Right.
Again, this is additional access for the other lots that are being developed.
Are there quite a few lots? Do you have any?
I want to say in the neighborhood of 8.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's not a whole lot, but it is necessary.
Right,
And
right.
especially for certificate of compliance and everything that comes after this, can't get any of that without an address. So, but we can't have an address till we have a road. The road is like the foundation of a house, right?
Mhm.
Can't build without it.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the addition of roadway White Street, located off the newly created King Street to the MSAG database.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 16, discussion with action to extend North Missouri Street, which will extend south past the intersection of North Missouri Street, West 2nd Street.
Okay, here's the image of that. This is not a city road. I know that North Missouri is in the city of Marfa, right? That is not what we're doing here, but to give it a different name is illogical, right? Totally illogical. So we're gonna continue with a name that already exists, but this is their private road. This has nothing to do with the city. We're just continuing that street name down south. Not very far either.
I'm gonna move. We extend North Missouri Street, which will extend south past the intersection North Missouri Street, West 2nd Street in the MSAG database.
I'll second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
And then, number
Thanks for your hard work
17.
on all that and getting names right.
Of course.
Uh, As always, you have your ducks in a row and we appreciate it. So,
Thank you.
agenda item number 17, discussion only and just program updates.
Yes, sir. So I have a few. I'll try to keep it brief. First and foremost, my title has changed. I am now considered the 911 GIS manager, still the coordinator for the 3 counties that I already serve, but I'm now the data management for all 5. So my
Wow.
responsibilities have expanded somewhat. Bear with me when you call for a request. Right now, and I think I touched on this with you a little bit earlier, Judge, we are in the midst of migrating our data over to the latest and greatest mapping software. With this move over, I am having to divert all of my requests to our coordinator in Hudspeth County. Her name is Annie Breitenstein. So anybody submitting requests to me right now, they're going to get a response from her. We've had to do this, it's probably going on a month now. And it's going to continue for a minute. I'm having to write code and create systems that will automate my workflows It'll enable me to display our maps online so the public can actually see them for themselves, which will be tremendously helpful. Then furthermore, we're working towards an online request form so that you can even sit on your couch in your bathrobe and request your address, right? So all of those changes are desperately needed. We've needed that for years and years and years, but it takes one person to sit down and navigate it and make it all work, and that person is me. So we are right now about a month behind with our requests. I have full disclosure on that, right? Not much I can do about it. We have one person issuing for 5 counties right now. So just, if you're getting calls, commissioners, judge, about that lady takes forever, you know why. It is a legitimate workflow right now that's just taking us a while. So another thing, and I mentioned this a moment ago, Eagle View. I'm going to continue to talk about Eagle View anytime I walk into Commissioner's Court, City Council, anything like that. Eagle View, for those that don't know, I do believe Commissioner Heisler uses it. This platform is access to my maps. So what your dispatch is seeing, I also have on there CAD parcels, voting precincts, you know, anything that we hold the data for, it's going to be on there. So I encourage anybody within government, it's government only. If you have someone approaching you wanting to talk about locations, things like that, get on the site, check it out. And if you need access to that, just holler at me and let me know. I'd be happy to get everybody on there. Another thing I'm working on right now, and I don't know how it's going, it's kind of in limbo, 50-50. We are trying to purchase the GLO grid data, the block in section that is real, right? The actual corners for where these blocks and sections meet. It's a massive data set. I can't just cherry pick the counties I want. It's going to be from West Texas to Oklahoma and even parts of New Mexico. It's the entire thing. It's the whole basin, really. So it's a bit of a situation to navigate for me to actually get a hold of that. We're working on that. I fully intend on sharing that with your CAD so that we can maybe make some alignments, right? So that we understand where the proper block and section actually is and we're not poking around in the dark, okay?
Casey, can I
Yes,
hold you up on the Eagle View?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Yes.
But you're overwhelmed, Annie's overwhelmed. If one of us would want to have more training, would it be good to work with the appraisal district's new GIS mapper, or who would you suggest?
The GIS mapper?
Yeah.
That is news to me.
Yeah.
I can't wait to dive into that. So we can actually set up a training with Eagle View.
Okay, good.
We can do that.
Okay.
What I would do is just email out all of my end users
Okay.
and let them know, hey, I have a training coming up on this date, and anybody wanting to join it would be virtual, you know, and so we can certainly do that. Let me write myself a note.
Thank you. And that'll happen in 2 months from now, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Y'all don't need me for that though, so. Okay, got it on my notes. Okay, y'all may or may not have heard, I think you did, because I believe she came to Commissioner's Court, the Census Bureau is testing our region, right? She and I are definitely in cahoots now, and anybody that will be taking census surveys can have access to Eagle View. So for those needing to navigate, especially to the rural locations that are way out there, they know now where they are. And so that's going to be a really big help, I think, for the upcoming census, is to actually know where we're going.
Right.
A lot of people don't know this. We are the data that is submitted to the Census Bureau. The addressing and road centerline data, that comes from us. And then everything trickles down from there. So when we're looking at redistricting and things like that here in a few years, it's going to be our data that we're looking at for that. So, which brings on that importance of how important is addressing? Very, very important. I know that we all know we were undercounted in 2020. We feel it. I did actually hear through the Texas Demographic Office that they collected 26% of the surveys in 2020. So being part of the testing region, that's why. That's why, because we didn't do so hot in 2020. We're going to be testing with them. I also am in the process of contacting the Texas Demographic Office. They've reached out through another COG and obtained our contact information to be part of their testing as well. So if we have a double whammy testing, that's awesome. I love that. That puts us in the best possible position for a 2030 count that actually means something, that actually bears some sort of result that resembles our region. So really looking forward to that. And I encourage anyone, if you're having address issues, call me. Fixing this stuff does impact census, right? So, and then finally, subdivisions. As you can see, when we have a new subdivision, even if it's not a quote unquote subdivision, right? We need to make sure that we are getting proper names before they file with the county. Once they have filed with the county, now I have to honor that or force them to redraw with their surveyor and refile. And I think we all know that ain't gonna happen in most cases. And as we've said, we don't want road names that match. So I caught one yesterday in Bruce County Commissioner's Court that they were trying to pass a road name that it matched another one. So as people approach you for subdivision and things like that, please remind them, come to me first. Let's make sure that road name is accurate, that it doesn't match, that easement's intact. That's another thing I'm looking for, right? Before we make our way to Commissioner's Court and waste your time, honestly, and waste the surveyor's time, who now is gonna have to redraw things, so.
Casey,
That's-
has El Cosmico, I told them.
We have spoken,
Okay,
yes.
good.
Now, it's been a minute since we've spoken, and I honestly couldn't tell you where we left our last conversation, but, I know they have reached out to me. They are aware of our process.
Okay,
So,
good.
yeah. Any questions?
You are your father's daughter.
Oh, no.
No, that's a good thing. And we're very lucky to have you.
You're talking about my family.
Absolutely.
Are you
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Are you really?
Her dad and I are double first cousins.
Okay.
My grandmother was Marjorie Knight. She and my grandfather are both buried here in Presidio, or in Markham.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I didn't know that.
Thanks for all you do.
That was my
Casey.
Aunt Margie.
Of course, yep. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time.
Keep
Congratulations.
breathing.
I hope it came with a pay raise.
It did.
Good.
I wish it came with an additional person though. Another set of hands and a brain would be nice.
Agenda item, we'll get back in the queue. Agenda item number 7, discussion with action to approve interlocal agreements for EMS ambulance services between Presidio County and the cities of Presidio and Marfa.
All right, that's one of mine, and some of y'all may not know that Blair had her baby on the 11th, and her having her baby kind of pushed things back a bit. So at this point in time, she has the bones of the interlocal agreement. She has the first 2 pages done. But what I want to do is, because of time constraints, I am prepared to make a motion on this interlocal agreement so that we can keep moving forward, because once Blair gets the interlocal agreement and the judge signs off that, Carrie and I are working crazily, Carrie's already gotten it on the agenda, which I'll be presenting to the Marfa City Council and the Presidio City Council, because we have to have this interlocal agreement in place in order to do the next step of the application. So what I am going to propose is I'd like to move to approve the Presidio County judge to enter into an interlocal agreement for EMS ambulance services between Presidio County and the cities of Presidio and Marfa.
I'll say.
Discussion? So you've made a motion?
Yes, sir.
And I have a second discussion?
But if my understanding is correctly, when we get the interlocal agreement, the judge will be the person that moves it forward.
He has to sign it?
Right.
Yes, yeah,
And-
definitely. And the judge will, then once we get it signed by the city of Marfa and Presidio, we'll have to scan that into the actual application. You know, buddy, it was a little surprising that the task force discovered this, that there's just no interlocal agreement other than an interlocal agreement between the city of Marfa, the Presidio County and Jeff Davis County. And I think we're going to have to up that because these interlocal agreements are usually renewed annually. And then we thought, well, maybe we can find a mutual aid agreement, and we couldn't find that. So I worked with Judge Hennington at Brewster County, provided us with an example that we got to Blair. We used the current Jeff Davis, Marfa, and then also Raul Guerra. Am I saying that right, Joe? He provided me with a template too, because I went through that document you sent and it was just a manual, it didn't have anything in it. So Blair's got all the information. It's just that Olive took precedent, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking for, is us to give permission for Joe to work with Blair to sign off that so we can get it in front of city council and make sure that we get this grant in on time.
Okay. I have a motion. I have a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank y'all.
I don't know, is there anything else you guys want to get to, or you want to get into the Colonia project? It's a discussion only.
Go ahead.
So agenda item number 8, discussion only, prospective Colonia projects. So we've already submitted the grant, the first portion of it through TDA Go.
Yes, sir.
It's $1 million, and it looks like we'll have enough time to iron out all the things that we really think we should focus and spend the monies on if we're lucky enough to get it. So this is not, we're not going to hold anybody anything. This is just to stimulate some conversation about some of the things you're looking at. Probably the most pressing is that the grant does require 51% of the projects to be water, wastewater. And then after that, now you can delve off into things you would really want. So need has to be water, wastewater, and wants can be topics of discussion. But let's start at the very beginning. Let's just talk about when, and I appreciate Ms. Sanchez and Ms. Nunez getting that application in. We were pretty broad in the way we kind of just a big sweep of these are the projects. But eventually we're going to have to get more detailed. So my understanding is I did speak to Kleinman because Kleinman has he has a history of when we had back when, I think when you were Commissioner Knight, when we had, what was the name of that guy that was he was a city administrator for Alpha. And then he became a consultant and started doing grant works. I think it's with a C, Calavera or Cabezuela or.
That's
I'm close.
yeah.
I'm close, right?
You're
I know
close.
it's not that guy, but I'm pretty close.
You're close.
And anyway, so he worked closely with Kleinman and with Ramon Rodriguez, and they had a pretty good, it was a robust list.
This Ramon or his father?
No, it was another one.
Oh, okay.
Ramon
I
Carrasco.
was like, whoa, dude.
It was a Ramon Carrasco.
Okay.
And they had a very robust list of projects, and we never would get to them because back then the grants were 200,000, 250,000. But they were doing a lot of septic systems in the colonias. My understanding is, in speaking with Ramon, was there he still has a pretty active list of about 30 ballpark that still could use those services. And that's without us even going and knocking on doors and seeing who else would qualify and who else would appreciate that service.
Right.
So I do know myself from just wandering around in like Candelaria, Ruiz, Redford. It's very common to find septic systems that have caved in on themselves.
Right.
They've collapsed on themselves. And again, why? Well, because way back when they were made with just stones. They dug holes and they put rocks around them. And then that was it. They were cesspools is what they were.
Yep.
So
Joe, my understanding is that Carrie did, you listed 10 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
No, it was 10 projects. seven
Yeah,
projects.
Lucy and I went through each project, read the descriptions that would best fit for our.
Right. And so the next step, so we got our list in, right? And so, once, then we'll just wait for TDA to come back and say, these look like something you need to flesh out a
Yeah,
little more.
sometimes, yeah, they'll come back and they'll give you like a correction, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Or if they need
Tomorrow-
more information, they'll.
Tomorrow they'll say that the county will qualify for the grant or they won't, or we won't.
Uh-huh.
And then they'll flush whatever projects they consider will be high priority.
But tomorrow is just to qualify. They won't tell us about which grant. Okay.
And then, once we have whatever projects, your engineers and your administrators will work with the commissioners.
Right on. I actually got to sit with Alicia and Carrie when they were doing that, and I want to thank them in a big bad way because it was very convoluted, but we got through it, right? And so thank y'all very much. Yeah.
So ideas.
I got,
So-
are these,
Those are,
if we were to do, if it was to come to pass, if we put in septic systems, is it for anybody in the county or is it for people that can't afford it? Do you have to,
colonias.
and I mean, in the colonies.
And
but is it-
even in the colonias, there are some people don't qualify in the colonia.
I won't
right.
say who, but I can see one right there.
Right, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking
Yeah.
about, yeah. And I've talked with.
But it should be somebody that's in need of
Right.
this without
Right.
the wherewithal to do it.
And that's just what that is, that's the running list
Right.
that Ruben has kept. And you can see I wrote some notes on there because they had incorrect areas. And I think the person you're talking about, I actually said, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that they recognize that just because you live in a colonia doesn't mean that you qualify for these monies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's been, so I like, again, so you're looking at, what would be 51%? 500,000 plus 10?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So $510,000 would have to go to water and to septic systems. So I'm gonna say, and I don't know the number. I don't know what does it cost to put in a septic system. I would say on the low end 4,000 and probably 8,000, 10,000.
8 to 10, I'd say
8
we
to
want.
10,
If
yeah.
it's, and it depends on, I've had this issue on some property. In Comstock, in some instances, they don't want you to put even a regular septic system. You have to put in a system with their area.
Right.
And that,
Kicks it up.
big time. Now, maybe down there, not so much, but
well, there were actually 3 projects that we listed for water and wastewater. One was rehab of the single unit residential sewer systems. The other one, and this was just, I tried to come up with ideas for the whole county. The other one was flood drainage improvements, rehab of flood drainage facilities. In Margarito, I was speaking specifically about the Redford, you know, those levees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the other water and sewer improvements category was replacement of water meters and water system improvements to include electrical system repairs for all colonias within Presidio County that have existing water systems. So I think those 3, you know, could easily get us to the 51%, Joe. And then we have to recognize the remaining 49% is where the engineers and the grant administrators get paid out of. So, yeah, There's not gonna be a lot to,
left.
yeah, because engineers are gonna be, much more pricey than the grant administrator.
So, yeah, and I'll tell you, because I see the same problem with the city of Presidio. They have 2,200 water meters. Well, about 60% of them are manually read. So literally what you have the water guys, the maintenance guys, stop everything they're doing for almost a week. And they have to go and manually read these meters. And it's a horrible waste of time.
Right.
And the truth is they just haven't had the money to upgrade, 1,600 water meters to be RF read. And the ones that they do have that are RF read, what they do is it has a receiver, and it sends out a signal. And they drive around with a laptop, and it promulgates the data, the usage of water, which would take them half a day or a day to just drive up and down the streets. Unfortunately, they have to read them by hand. So, and the same thing is happening in the colonials. They have, as a matter of fact, I think Candelaria has used water meters from the city of Presidio, is what they have.
Really?
No, they
Yeah.
never got those, Joe.
Okay.
But theirs are antiquated. They're down to 25 meters. And actually, we had hired Jimmy Avila from the city of Presidio to help with that water system. And he made some recommendations, but when we went to Pablo, there weren't any water meters available. So these are decrepit. And we were looking to Jimmy to make suggestions of what kind of water meters, but that's probably what the engineers will do on this if we get the.
No. And I'll tell you, and I say this in the kindest terms, with love in my heart. If the city of Presidio was auctioning off a vehicle, I wouldn't buy it. It's worn out. If Presidio's done with it, it's done.
Right.
And the same thing with water meters.
Right.
If they're replacing those water meters, they probably are way past their shelf life. So this would be a good opportunity for us to go back and make their life a little simpler, and other improvements to the water system that we can think. Redundancy, an extra, like the one that was put in. That was actually a CDBG one. My wife, she likes to say the Twin Towers.
Right.
Whenever we go by there, it's the
Right.
Twin Towers. One of them needs painting, by the way, but it goes back to the same thing. What is it for? It's redundancy. Just like the water project in Presidio, a lot of people say, well, if you needed redundancy, you only have one. You can't work on it. It needs work. It's way past its shelf, like 30 years. Gaskets need to replace. There's, I don't know, thousands of pounds of sediment underneath that water tower that have to be sucked out. It's the same thing. You can't shut one down to work on it if you don't have a secondary water source.
Well, and Redford is even talking about doing a third tower, Joe, because all of the arsenic that is in the problem with the lower two, they think if they move it further north, and so they are looking at taking that on, but they just had to replace a major pump that really hit them hard. As far as, so that's why I wanted to word it in such a way that, it's just water system improvements, because that seems pretty broad. And then the engineers can tell us.
No, I'm with you. I'm in 110%.
Right.
This is a huge opportunity, a gift, where we can go and help these little colonias. And I don't disagree with your theory that moving it back from the river, getting out of that water table wouldn't improve it.
Right.
But it's going to cost money. And so even drilling a well, let's say drilling a well north at all the locations, and then creating a new master line that goes to the existing tank. Let's say it's a deep well, 600 feet, 2 or 3 miles north, the line to run it, what is that, $150,000, $200,000? Probably.
Well, they each water system, and I also talked to Trey saying a new well is pretty much out of the picture. What Redford was identifying was a real need for electrical system repairs.
Sure.
There's, of course, Rio Dosa is in pretty good shape. Candelaria, is always in need, as you well know. And I just don't think 49% of $1 million, once you take out the engineering fees. Well, this one is actually the 51%. So, I don't know that we'll have enough to do new wells, but we just wanted to put something broad in there, so.
No, and I go back, and that's, the truth is gonna come out when we have an engineer in front of us.
Right.
And he tells us, this is what this project, if that's where you're headed, this is what it's gonna cost you.
Right.
They'll have a lot better
Right.
understanding of what things cost today.
Sure.
So.
And what's beautiful that now that we have a list is our auditor's about to go out with an RFP and an RFQ for grant administrators and also for engineers. A lot of these engineers have their own in-house, as I spoke at the last meeting, but in-house grant administrators. But we feel that, I know the calls I got from engineers were like, what are the projects? And I couldn't say when we originally put that out. So now having a list, I think we'll have a much more robust field that will actually apply.
Okay. And then, again, rehabilitation, that hasn't happened in probably, I don't know, 30 years.
Yeah.
Was the last rehabilitation project that we did, but that's another thing.
Right.
So that I would at least ask that you consider.
Right.
Any other discussion? So we'll see how it goes. So we'll move on to agenda item number 9, discussion with action to approve the 2026 interlocal services agreement on the 83rd District Attorney budget and in the 83rd District Attorney's office. So, let's see here.
This is the annual renewal, right? And this is what we've always budgeted for. And Presidio is just paying their percentage of the, 5 counties?
Yes, I don't remember the exact amount of budget, but yeah, you guys approved it back.
There's 50,000 here for the year.
Yeah, that's the same.
Is that same as last year?
Same, and we pay that for,
I saw a payback if either party wants to terminate, there's a payback.
I think they have a calendar year, fiscal year, and we have a.
Yeah, theirs starts January 1st.
January starting, so that's why it's kind of.
Yeah.
But it's the same amount.
Right.
Yeah, it's 52,000.
Yeah. It's $50,000 in quarterly payments.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm gonna move that we approve the 2026 interlocal service agreement on the 83rd District Attorney budget in the 83rd District Attorney's office.
I'll second.
I have a motion second, all in favor? Agenda item number 10, discussion with action to approve a joint contract between the Democratic Party, Republican Party, and the Elections Department in Presidio County.
It's just,
Standard.
Yeah. They do have a resolution that, everyone needs to sign. And the, contract is just between myself and the both parties.
And this is what y'all met about yesterday and hashed it all out, and this is commonplace for every election.
Yes.
So I am gonna move that we approve a joint contract between the Democratic Party, Republican Party, and the Elections Department in Presidio County.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 11, discussion with action to approve a contract with Spencer Holding Company to rent a building to hold the 2026 primary and runoff elections for early voting and election day in Presidio.
So we need a pretty good sized place for the primaries, and that is the only place that I know of, to hold the election. I think that we can get away with the runoff at the, annex. So maybe just if you will approve the, primary.
How much is the project for?
What's that?
2,000.
The
2,200,
Yeah,
what I read here.
22.
And that's for early voting.
For early voting and election day.
And March 3rd.
For the primary.
Okay.
And the runoff, I think we'll just hold that at the,
Yeah.
in your office, Judge.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this, and here's just, what I hear the word on the street is, well, one time we do it at the PAC, and then we do it at the annex, and then we jump to, I forget what the name of that place is across from the Valero.
Oh, you know.
I think we held it there once.
Pavilion.
El Pabellon, that's it, El Pabellon. Once we had it at Spencer. And I think that locally, what I'm hearing is, would you guys make up your mind? Because we don't know where to go vote. And then we're going over here and we're going over there, and then we show up over here and they send us over there. I know there's been some changes, which give flexibility to rural counties like us a little better options, right? So we don't have to do this shotgun blast.
You don't have to, have them in each precinct like we did before.
Yeah.
We can have them in-
Which is, it was huge. It's huge. It's huge. So, and it's a little bit about the money, but to me, I mean, and I know the annex, and I just full disclosure, I spoke to Judge Bishop because that's historically where it's usually been. And Judge Bishop has put her heels in the horse and she's like, no, you will not. And I'm super busy and I got stuff and it's, this is NORAD and we got super top secret stuff here. And anyway, whatever.
Right.
But again, I think the annex was okay. Here's what I will say about the annex. The way it was set up last go round, the last elections for the CO, probably should have moved that big old table out. And then probably put the workers behind the desk where I usually sit.
Right.
The workers sit up there, and that would make a little more space. Everything else was cleared out. I know it wasn't perfect because I was out there on election day. And of course, a lot of people waited till the last minute and there was a long line. I don't even know what time the last vote was cast on election day. So that was a timing thing. I mean, but what are the complaints about or you tell me, what were the complaints about the annex, building B specifically?
I didn't have any complaints. I just feel that for the primary, especially with the races that are being contested, it's just
Too small.
It's too
Yeah,
small.
yeah.
What about, I'm curious about the PAC.
Nope.
The PAC,
I'm,
they put a new floor in there
Uh-huh.
and it's not usable for what we need. We would need the area where they play basketball, whatever, the recreation area, and
They put in a new flooring and you have to have athletic shoes
I
to
bet,
go on
yeah.
it. And they were, and I think they're trying to solve it now. There was supposed to be a false floor that they could put on it that would make it walkable or danceable. It's just, that hasn't been accomplished. And I
Has
think,
that even affected y'all's ability to rent it out?
yes, yes.
Yeah, just to, the county clerk does have a budget for the one rental fee, not for two, elections.
Okay.
So she'll be fine with, the primary you guys wanted to.
Okay.
The only problem that I see with the Spencer place is that it's really close to the street, and if people is bringing an elderly to vote or whatever, it's
The
gonna
access
be
to
kind
it.
of dangerous there, because-
What's the other option? Where could we have it? We can't do PAC. We can't do Judge Bishop's because we actually moved her in there because we used to do it, and I can see her. I appreciate her pushing
And
that.
then if somebody's gonna be requesting the vote, some people to vote for them,
Right.
there's no space. And then if you go on the other side, I think that the last time I heard some lady came out and said, you know what, you all need to move. So everybody had to move
Right.
on the small street between the financial services and Spencer. So.
I can give my input, but at the back, there also have like little rooms in the back
Right.
or the middle.
Where you have your city council
Yeah,
meetings.
the school board was on one and then the city council, elections were held in two different rooms in
Yeah, we've used those before, but I think for the primary, it's still too long.
Okay.
Yeah, that's half the size of the annex.
Y'all have quite a few races
Well, and
down there.
wasn't there an issue of
Yeah.
being able to lock
I
up
saw
the
half a
equipment
dozen
and
for
stuff?
JP looked like.
Oh, it's every race is contested in the South.
So the item though is to approve a contract with Spencer Holding Company, right?
Yes.
And this is for the,
And it says primary and runoff, but I think it's just for the.
for the primary, so that would have to be, okay. Well, I'll make a motion that we approve a contract with Spencer Holding Company to rent a building to hold the 2026 primary for early voting and election day in Presidio, Texas.
I have a motion and a second, and then I'll continue the discussion.
Oh, I'm sorry,
No,
Joe.
that's okay. Don't worry about it. I just want to, the annex. I think it's still viable.
I think that-
But here's the thing I do recognize. It's January 14th. So, I mean, we're running out of time. I mean, you're looking at, you know, just a couple of weeks and it's time to get hot and heavy, right?
Yes.
So I don't want to be, even though I still I want to continue having the discussion. I don't want it to be where, well, there's four of us here and then we split 2-2 or something like
Right.
that. And then we're coming back in here. I don't think it's, I just hearing from the people, they're like, we just want some consistency. And a lot of it is just what we have available to us in Presidio. I understand.
And I guess my feeling is that these election officials have been doing this for quite some time and, you know, none of us have to run the elections. And I've heard that about moving it around, even when we've had to move from the USO over here to the firehouse. But I think that the people that want to vote will turn out and vote.
So what about, where's Marfa having their,
Marfa, I went to city council yesterday, last night, and we are having it at the visitor center.
The USO building?
Yes.
Yeah.
okay. Anybody else have to get anything else off your chest? All right, so let's go ahead and I have a motion and I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And I'm gonna go ahead and
Thank
say
you, Joe.
yay. Yeah, let's get this.
Let's get this
I
election behind us.
Well, I mean, I go back to the same thing. I know you don't need any added stress.
No.
It's gonna be a lot of work.
Right.
There's a lot of.
Yeah. So let's move on to agenda item number 12, and it's from the sheriff. Discussion with action to approve the Second Amendment to the contract and agreement with Correct Solutions Group LLC for the provisions of tablets for inmates.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Bear with me, my voice is going away. This item is just to consider approval for a Second Amendment to our existing contract with Correct Solutions Group for providing tablets for the inmates. The amendment only updates the current agreement and doesn't replace the original contract. Right now, we don't currently have tablet services provided for the inmates, and we're probably one of the many jails that don't have it. Everyone has upgraded to video visitation, and basically everything the inmates can do is now electronic. We're kind of behind. I do know that this will help provide more revenue, as they'll have to pay for all the services that the tablets provide. I believe the only thing that is free are a selection of music and movies, and maybe some emails, like they'll get like a free email here and there for their family or friends. And the other service that is free is the law library, which I'm excited about because our law library is pretty sad in the library here at the jail. That'll help reduce a lot of the complaints that come in, as well as it's going to have the jailers less likely to lose requests from the cell to my desk for medical requests, mental health requests, any kind of request that they may make throughout the day. Now they can do it electronically directly to me, to the computer. The tablets are going to be at no cost to the county. Correct Solutions Group will do the installation of all the tablets at and there is zero operating costs. If tablets are damaged or broken, I want to incorporate into the policy that the inmate will be responsible for replacing that tablet. Meaning we could just deduct the amount for the tablet directly from their account. And general wear and tear on the tablets, Correct Solutions Group will also replace that at no cost to the county. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have right now.
Okay.
Andrea, if we approve this second amendment to the contract, I might have missed this. Is there an increase in cost?
No.
Okay,
No,
there's
ma'am.
no increase. So this will basically just provide more revenue, right?
It will generate more revenue. Right now,
will?
the inmates don't pay for visitation. Visitation is free. I know for a fact that this will have a lot more inmates receiving visitation because the majority of the inmates' family is from a different country. So they don't come to visit them anyways. So now they'll be able to see their family and they'll have to pay for it. So that's going to be a new cost coming in for us. A new revenue coming in for us.
You haven't run any numbers of a potential of increase, have you, Andrea?
Of the population increase?
No, the potential of revenue increase. You probably haven't run any numbers on that yet, have you?
No.
Okay. Madam Auditor, do you have any?
Well, she's saying, the revenue, but I would like to see some numbers to kind of estimate what actually will be coming to us.
Right.
What was that?
I guess what, let's say hypothetically we approve it and you have one inmate that has a visitation. You're saying that there's a monetary value to it that the sheriff's office would see. What would that be? Say we just had one visit. Do you
Okay,
have an idea?
let's say the visit is 20 minutes long, which right now our in-person visits are 20 minutes long. It'd probably be about, let's say 14 cents a minute, maybe. Probably, I'm assuming it's going to be like a phone call, the cost.
So there's no charge for use of the actual tablet other than the minutes that they're on the call.
So,
And if
Like
they
you're
want
not
to,
renting out the tablet.
yeah. So a 20-minute call, $2.80.
yeah, so they'll be charged for using it to rent a movie, rent a song, make a phone call, write an email to their family, get a visit on video. Those will all be charged now.
I would hope they wouldn't have access to adult websites.
No, sir.
And
They're definitely
And-
very well locked down, and the movie selection will be pre-screened. Like it's just a general list of movies that all jails use that are
now
rated PG.
here's because I've read through the agreement and it's very standard, very basic. My thing is you guys still need to compete. If you have an inmate that doesn't deserve it, do you guys have a mechanism internally to say you've been a naughty boy, you're not going to get it?
Yes. So if they are in a disciplinary action, they won't have any access to a tablet. Otherwise, if they are misusing the tablet and they are still in general population, we have a mechanism to where it'll be locked down. They cannot access the tablet.
Okay.
And from what I'm seeing is the tablets will be mounted on the wall and it will be checked out by their inmate ID. So no inmate can use someone else's tablet without the ID. I know there's face recognition as well. So if an inmate does have access to another inmate's ID and gets on a tablet, the tablet's going to kick that inmate out because it's not the correct face to the number. Then there's also restrictions on the tablet. If someone is having a video visitation and the visitor is exposing themselves or showing something inappropriate, the tablet will automatically kick them out. It's being monitored 24/7.
Well, I don't see this as, it's not creating any additional costs to the county. It has the potential to bring in some kind of revenue. And I trust the sheriff and Andrea to make sure they have all their protocols in place to make sure that inmates are playing by the appropriate rules. So I would like to make a motion, if that's okay with y'all. I'm going to move that we approve the Second Amendment to the contract and agreement with Correct Solutions Group LLC for the provision of tablets for inmates.
I'll second.
Thank
All in
you.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're welcome.
Thank you, Andrea. I think we're at 18 now, Judge.
All right. So we're going to move on to agenda item number 18, discussion with action to relocate the Road and Bridge Department office to the old Presidio County Appraisal District office.
Yes, and that's something that I was approached by our employee with Road and Bridges. You know, that it's a bigger space and sometimes she has a difficulty with her maps on the front office because it's so small. And the back part, and then the employees, when they come in, if they're dirty or whatever, you know, they can come back to the back door. I don't know, maybe Bianca could explain to you why it would be a lot easier for them to be on the.
Commissioner Hernandez, really, which is pinpoint on, the guys call me sometimes, they're like, we have on our boots, and you bring the paperwork outside.
Right.
And that's it, I have to go outside, give them paperwork, and they would go into the back office, but, Denise Estrada is using that office, and they do not want to bug her whenever, if she's there. So they also don't want to come to the main doors and see people have them all sweaty, but it's having procedure. So that's my main concern. I talked to Commissioner Hernandez as well, that I had, two older gentlemen come in and look at maps in Redford, and I had them on their knees looking at maps.
Right.
So that's not what I want again. That's the only reason.
And this was created because the Presidio Appraisal District has moved out of that office. And I think this is a great move for y'all. Yeah. You bet. And no one else is, everyone down there is all on board and supporting y'all from what I understand. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve the relocation of the Road and Bridge Department office to the old Presidio County Appraisal District office.
Okay.
I have a motion and a second. I do know, I think there's a chapter 2 to this. I believe that, I know that the crime victims coordinator has been complaining about the smell in her office. I don't know if you guys have walked in that back office of the annex where Juanita's office used to be,
Right.
but we've already cut the sheetrock at the bottom, and it's just mold.
Right.
And it just, when it rains, and we just had rain, it just smells.
Right.
So eventually we're gonna have to tackle that, but I know that one of her things, and I'll tell you, I have actually felt that. I've been in that office,
Right.
and you do get headaches from the smell in there. So I know she's gonna wanna move herself.
Probably.
I don't know if it's gone through Blair or if you guys want to do
I
it
think,
in
I
one
think
fell
Blair's
swoop.
gonna bring that forward,
Okay.
but they wanted this to take
Happen
place,
first.
yeah, yeah.
So we'll take it one step at a time. All right. So,
Congratulations.
so we have
If you
a
need help,
motion,
let us know.
we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And agenda item number 19, discussion only regarding adding parental leave to the Presidio County employee policy. So we don't have a parental leave?
So we don't have parental leave policy, so what we do have is FMLA. It only applies to employees that have been working with the county for up to 1 year. And it also, kind of just saves your job. If you don't have any time saved, then you don't get a paycheck. With parental leave, since we've been having, my assistant's pregnant, Nancy's assistant just had a baby, Blair just had a baby, we've had other cases where like my assistant hasn't been in my office for 1 year yet, so she doesn't even qualify for FMLA. So we're trying to find a workaround that she's still continue to accrue a paycheck, but she has to work, right? And she's gonna have a baby, so we're not completely. We haven't checked out the details, so it's happening more often because we have a younger crew of women working within the county, and it's kind of our policies are kind of outdated. So Blair thought that it would be a great idea to start bringing this to the discussion. If there's any interest from the commissioners in doing this, we would bring a policy to create maternal leave, just not for moms, but also for the fathers.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we probably ought to move into the 21st century.
Right. I think it's a great idea.
And we were thinking about an 8-week, kind of going based on what the state does for their employees. Private practices are more lenient, they have 12 to 16 weeks.
Right.
We would kind of go in the middle with an 8-week. It wouldn't add anything to the budget because you already have those hours budgeted for the employees that are already working. It would just kind of be a relief for those employees that feel the pressure to go right back to work, that don't have any other time like FMLA or vacation or sick time. So it's just up to the commissioners, kind of discuss on that, and if you're interested, we will bring it back to the action policy.
That was gonna be my question. Do you have a plan? So y'all will start
If you guys.
well, we're just discussing, so we won't be, I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless.
So go,
I'll let Blair know.
so go forward and all the young mamas,
And daddies.
be fruitful and multiply.
Right.
We'll move on to agenda item number 20, discussion with action to approve the Presidio County Department reports.
All reports are in there. Marfa, volunteer fire department and emergency management, he is out of town, so he will get that to me and I'll put it on the next regular meeting. And then I didn't receive, the Presidio EMS or volunteer fire department reports for December.
Presidio EMS and fire department has been doing a real good job, right, Karina?
Huh?
They have been getting them in, it's just that
Yeah,
this
yeah.
month, it's
Yeah,
just this month,
yeah.
that's what I thought. Well, I move that we approve the Presidio County Department reports. And I would also like to state that, the judge asked me to, have our Veterans County Service Officers start doing a report. Do we have any examples when those were done before, or were they ever done?
Not sure, we'll have to look,
Okay,
but I'm sure
Okay.
she can find it.
and that's typically always at the regular meeting,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure that,
And just, I guess the standard stuff, hours of operation.
yeah,
Yeah, what she's
yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Hours
Trainings that have been
accomplished.
attended, veterans, services rendered.
got it. I know she's doing a lot of online training with the, Karina, I get them all mixed up. And in order to get her certification, and as soon as she finishes the online training, that's why we have the laptop. We will be getting her the software. And I don't know if you had this to your access when you were the veterans officer, Joe, but with the training she's getting from the Texas Veterans Commission, she'll be able to go right into the VA files, not just make a call and try to get the information, because that's something Alcee shared with me, that he got real frustrated that he wasn't getting the quick access that he wanted. So there's that.
No, there's just there can be a lot of improvements to the VA.
Right, right,
So,
right.
okay, and we'll move on to agenda item number 21.
We didn't,
I'm
We
sorry.
didn't vote
Oh, I'm
on.
so sorry.
I'll second.
So I have a motion and I have a second. All in favor to
Aye.
approve the Presidio County Department reports, and aye. Okay. And agenda item number 21, administrative updates and announcements from the county judge and commissioner. Judge, county commissioner?
Yeah, I got a, regarding the elevator, there's some paperwork needs to be done by TK Elevator Service. And I talked to the guy yesterday and he said, we've never had to do that before. And he actually got a little
Offended.
offended with me. And I asked him, I said, well, look it over and call me back. And he never has. And thanks to the auditor, she's been really the front person on this, dealing with them a little bit, but they have everything they need. I don't know the next step. If there's anybody got any ideas, I know that our attorney's been looking at,
Other options?
yeah, breaking the contract, but it's not a big deal. That paper's,
One page.
yeah, one page, and I mean, I don't know who else to talk to. It's kind of I talked to one guy one time, the next guy won't answer his phone. Somebody else the next time, and it's kind of like, we want your money, but we don't want you working. They keep telling me they're charging us storage on the materials, which I thought is baloney. And I would have a hard
So you
time.
haven't paid anything.
Yeah, are they billing you for that? How much is the bill?
They keep sending us a bill for materials that have not been delivered. They cannot deliver unless this is fixed. So they keep sending us a bill for about $100,000. So they had come about 2 months ago to start the work, but they found out that, they needed to go to the THC, and the guy that came said that he had worked with them. We have submitted the forms, it's a one-page form.
Yeah.
And we haven't been able to get anybody from TK to fill it out. I think Blair was looking into seeing what we can do with the contract.
That was gonna be my suggestion, is to have Blair write a formal, a legal demand.
Yes.
And
That, you are in violation, we believe you're in violation of contract, we simply need this done.
And move forward.
And move forward.
Yeah, 'cause
And
at this
we
point,
have a
it'll be
variance now on the door. Plus the guy told me, he said, the plan showed it for it to be in code anyway. So,
Okay.
Maybe doing an RFP would be the next thing, probably getting other proposals.
But do they have materials they're
Yeah.
holding on to that are?
Now that we know, the
Okay.
contract's not
he
holding up
says they
materials.
well, the guy tells me they have materials in storage for this
Project.
project.
But is it their inventory that they keep in order to do shit?
Who knows?
It's kind of like,
I can't answer to that.
It was supposed to be delivery of materials, but
Yeah.
they started with none of that.
Anyway, and this doesn't make a lot of sense. It's just a simple form. And all the information, from what I could tell, they should already have all the information.
I'm with the judge on this. I think a formal letter from our county attorney might spark a little
Get their
movement.
attention.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything else,
That's
Commissioner?
all I have.
Commissioner? Commissioner?
I got a few things, y'all. I've been attending the Brewster County EMS Task Force meetings, and part of the reason is because we're working on EMS Task Force here, and it has been so informative. I know we've talked about ESDs and all the potentials that are out there. So I just wanted to inform the court that Brewster County is going out to public meetings, January 21st at the Alpine Civic Center, January 26th at Sul Ross University Center, and January 31st at the Marathon Rec Center. They're all at 6 p.m. So if we have any interest in starting to do our homework on how do we possibly go towards ESDs, or what are alternatives to how we're operating, our city EMS services, I'm just going to strongly recommend y'all just attend that. Then on January the 19th, we have a task force meeting, as I mentioned earlier. It's going to be at 3 o'clock here in the jury room at the courthouse, and everyone is always welcome to attend those. We had a nice, at the last meeting, actually, we had the city administrator, Pablo Rodriguez, and then Christian Montoya, who is also a city councilman that joined in. So it's a really a good group, and everyone's working hard. February 11th through 13th, if y'all are interested in water in the desert stuff, that's being held at Sul Ross University. And, when you think of geology, groundwater system, legislative updates, water policy, and panel discussions, because, we are starting, we've got geothermal going in down in Presidio. We have the potential of open origin here in Marfa, and the common denominator is always water. So I'm going to be attending that, but I just wanted to make the court aware that if you have any interest, I strongly suggest you go to that. This will be my 3rd year. And then I just want to make sure everyone's aware we have upcoming elections. Early voting starts February 17th through the 27th, which March 3rd is election day. So I strongly recommend that, we're all educating ourselves. There's some candidates here in the room, and I want to wish y'all all the best of luck. I'm really excited about the upcoming election, and I just hope the rest of the folks are. That's all I got.
At least somebody's excited about the upcoming election.
That's because I'm not campaigning.
Yeah, me and Caro are looking, we're like, we ain't excited.
I remember.
All right, so I did send you an email, and I also forwarded it to Ramoncito Rodriguez. I just got this invitation. It's a virtual webinar via Microsoft Teams, and it's regarding the Rural Ambulance Services Grant. It's from the program supervisor at the comptroller's office.
Wonderful.
And you can RSVP. The meeting is January 21st.
Okay.
At 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm hoping, and she's the program supervisor, so she's directing traffic on this. So she may be the one that gets to answer it. Obviously,
thank you so much.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'll get in on that. I'm going to try. And then the other thing is, you were discussing EMS. I had a meeting on Sunday, and let me tell you who's on board with this thing. Well, I guess let me start. And I kind of teased you all with it at the last meeting. When the federal government passed the CR, there were billions of dollars put into the CR for rural healthcare. And then they define it. And surprise, surprise, we meet every definition. And not only us, the entire far west Texas stuff. So we met with Judge Jojo McKenzie from Hudspeth County. Judge Urias is on board, although he wasn't present, but Judge Urias from Culberson County. Judge Curtis Evans from Jeff Davis County, Judge Hennington in Brewster, myself, Judge Dale Carruthers from Terrell County. Sanderson. And we are, we have we're gonna try to tackle this from a far West Texas effort. And we're gonna try to go after about $30 million of this. Now, the monies have already gone from the federal government to the state. The money is now in the states, it's in the state's hands, and they will be awarding money. The amount that's gonna be distributed to Texas is about 300 million. We suspect that with our demographics, our geography, and the definitions, that we're gonna have a hell of an opportunity to go and seek about $30 million in funding for 5 years. And we're gonna do this, like I said, we're all gonna show up to Austin and push this. Yesterday I spoke with Representative Morales, he's all in. I spoke with Senator Blanco, he's all in. They're ready to support us. We're probably gonna be going out very soon and asking for resolutions in occurrence with this from the city of Marfa, city of Presidio, the hospital district, and then of course I'm gonna ask a resolution from the commissioner's court.
Can school districts get involved in that too?
You know, you bring something up because I know that that is something they've been asking for, is access to rural health care. But they have nurses, but I mean, they don't have vaccinations, they can't do these things. So how can we better serve the schools? It doesn't hurt. I think the more resolutions we have, it's gonna bring a big spot on us. But the beauty of it is in this model, before I come and ask you for a resolution, I'm gonna bring you a model of what this looks like. But there's obviously a central unit in the middle, and it's comprised of all the county judges and then the providers. And then the monies will be distributed to clinics in Sierra Blanca, San Juan, Fort Davis, Balmorhea, Presidio, Marfa, Alpine, Terlingua, Sanderson. And this model is it's gonna be in lockstep with our EMSs. Because one thing that all these little communities have, they have an EMS, and they've all experienced that EMS is getting to be a bigger and bigger and bigger portion of their budgets, and it's very tough on them. And so this is going to be something where the clinics would have access to an extra set of eyes and ears, to a paramedic or EMT, and then there will be funding available and a better mechanism to move these resources around wherever they're needed. So
That's exciting.
it's very exciting. I'm excited for it. So all I'm going to ask is keep your minds open to the idea that I think this is good for all of us.
I didn't talk to all of them. I talked to Judge Evans a little while back about similar.
Yeah.
We're the stepchild of the state, and we really are.
Yeah.
We have to make them look at us.
Yeah, no, and that's what we're seeing. I mean, there's rural Texas and there's rural Texas with oil. That's it. And if you got oil, you're not worried about anything.
All right.
So again, we're hoping that if we go in a concerted effort with all these counties, rural counties that meet the definition, and it's a pilot program and it's only 5 years. The goal should be at the end of 5 years to be self-sustaining. Mm-hmm. And we've already identified 2 or 3 things where we're really doing things right. We're not, there's opportunities out there for, on the matrix, the way you charge Medicaid or Medicare, right. There's mechanisms that we've never even approached because nobody knows how to do it. Yeah. So we're missing out on a lot of monies. So I think this will be, if we're able to solve rural healthcare problems in far West Texas, I think we can probably do a great service to the greater continental United States.
Yep.
So that's it.
Is that your campaign speech?
No. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
I think it is good.
So I don't have anything else. I'll entertain a motion. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Catania, do you have anything? Anyone else, Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Yeah, and Karina, do you have anything? No, it's all good. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's 11:53 a.m.
Ooh. Thanks for coming, Junie.
Come on.
Gary, how are you? Her office is still free. Well, Carrie said bring her here. I brought it out here. Oh.
Try it. Put that in your hand. Right? Works
Yeah.
well.
I was gonna say Tractor Supply has some really good ones right now.
This was a Christmas gift and I, hold on, I covet it.
I wonder if you could do that parental leave, if you can do it retroactively.
I'm not sure, we can look into it.
Well, I know we could do to be effective immediately, but I mean, I would say we look
That's a
into
good
it,
idea.
yeah,
Yeah,
retroactive. Yeah, as soon as possible.
We'll look into that, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think our policies are very outdated in some areas.
No, it is. Take
Just
it,
know I greatly appreciate it.
no, take it from me, I'm telling you. I am the proudest grandfather ever, and I'm gonna tell you something. Look at that.
Aww.
And the same thing, I mean, when my daughter had to go back to work, I thought her heart was snapping. It's not enough. It's not enough. 9 weeks is not enough. They're still too little, they're so.
Yes. Hey, guys, you're there. We're gonna go, like, you wanna go? Hey, George.
Yeah, I may meet you over there. Thank you.
Commissioner, you want your number?
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's this week, it's this week.
Thank you. Buddy, you got another one coming at you.
Daddy, I promise to get to my.
We do have a hearing,
Stay warm.
but I can do it through virtual. Yes. I can give you he is, his name is the private guy here.
Oh, Flores.
So we need him.
Yeah.
But, no, he's married to actually Judge Marcus. Assistant's mother. He's a good guy, never been in trouble for like drinking, driving, drugs. Just, well, some speeding and his driver's license got invalid.
What did you put the parameter?
He's asking, okay, well, he works in all the counties he works in with that. He also put Edgar in Midland County because he picks up material over there. And then he's asking for more than 12 hours because he does drive to other counties. And that's basically all he's asking. He doesn't need an interlock because he's had, weekends, he works on the weekends too. So, yeah. Sunday, yeah.
As long as he doesn't go to, and here's gonna be my thing. As long as I don't find out that you went to go see George Strait and.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so, and that's basically all what you have to tell him, is just tell him like.
So what time is he here?
At 2.
we can do it virtually. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll set it up here for him. He's gonna come in.
Okay,
And I'll of course put the information in your calendar.
there was another girl that.
Yes, but she has to get the interlock. Yeah, so she's gotta
She's
do
got
all
some
of that
homework to
first, yeah. So she said she'd come back to us, okay. But we do have another one sometime at the end of the month, I gotta look. But yeah, his might be, his driving record is a little, yeah. So you might wanna, I don't even think it's just been like a failure to appear and like stuff like that. So
That kid that we CR'd the other day, is he still acting okay, or did he get in trouble?
he's, I think the same day for trespassing, I think the child out of his family. Yes, I saw that when I came in. Yes, you did. When I came in and the next day I was all, what is he doing there? Okay, here,
There's
let me
no-
get you the side of these.
There's no understanding some of them. I taught some kids that were.
Hi. Hi, and bye.
Kids I taught.
I didn't get the treasurer's
Extremely
report back.
intelligent, extremely talented. And never,
Did you have the treasurer's report?
I signed it.
Yeah.
I guess you do.
Okay, I need it.
Yeah, they could not keep,
Or no?
just angry and I mean, there was a couple of them could have been anything they wanted.
It's just a waste.
Yep.
I don't know that you've ever been. I don't know that you've ever been, to a state prison.
I've never been.
Or a federal prison, and I'm gonna tell you, and it's because, you know, there are some of the most beautiful men I've ever met in prison.
Yeah.
Handsome, good looking, you know, just everything going, the looks, the smarts, and they can't get out of their own way. They can't get out of their own way. And for spending 30 years in a penitentiary, makes no sense to me. Just a waste of life.
That's like, I will say this, I thought at Van Horn, senior class was the most criminally minded bunch of SOBs I ever met. And by the time they were 21, 4 of the class of 20-something were in the pen.
Really?
Yeah. One of them beat a kid up during college high school, beat a kid with a baseball bat. One of them, they decided to have a senior party, so they just drove out in the country, cut a fence, and drove out there and killed the cow. And beat the
Goodness.
all of them, they were all dealing drugs.
Yeah.
The funniest one, I had to kill you especially, named Harvey Penn. Harvey, he probably shouldn't have been doing that, but anyway, he got busted. That cocaine in his locker there. And anyway, they did a hard meeting on him and the guy said.
I learned how to.
Special problems, he should, it was part of his problem, they let that kid back to school. I asked Harvey one time, I said, and he wrote, and I wrote for him, and I said, Harvey, how come you do that? You make me do that. He said, well, hell, Mr. Knight, I ride better horses than you. Got a better pickup. That's exactly what he told me.
The same, just one for our record, we'll send back to Peggy's.
And he didn't lie. He did have better horses.
Is Brad gonna do the welding?
Yeah, he's doing it.
All right.
He started.
We told Fabian, do what you can to get in that class.
And he's offered this week, they won't do it next week.
Okay.
And after that, he's gonna do it. He had
Looking for a.
Yeah, I saw that.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I get Margaret to do that too, a lot when I was pregnant.
All right.
They that take Louis feet.
Thank you, Ben.
Right.
I'm gonna take this one.
That's how you guys.
Yeah.
I figured.
You know, the more with that, and I was like, hold it, I want to make sure every, so I just kind of go for it. But yeah,
Here, dear Jack. Here, Jack.
I was saying,
Thanks for the, hated that work.
He did.
Yeah, he did. If I tried it,
Yeah. Agree.
You want to put it on that?
Yeah, I'll make.
No, it's maybe.
yeah,
We
right on,
can take it.
right on. Well, if you need help.
Thank you. I know the Rotor Bridge crews, you gonna start.
Oh, I bet they are, I bet they are.
No, you
no, he's out on.
Alright, we'll see you guys.
Okay,
Bye.
travel safely.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the band. Here you go.
He read it for, he was a teacher, yeah. Yeah, for long. Since I was, yes, I came to pre-K, I came to one person. Then I graduated from this to computer.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, we're,
Are you getting a hang of non-occupational licensing?
Yeah, yeah, I've been doing a lot of studying on them. Yeah, I already have things printed out and ready to go now, since they're all coming in.
Is he gonna, is he trying to, talk to him to subdivide, or is he trying to?
Yeah, he's got a bunch of little training homes. And you know, it's over there where Mac used to have his shooting range.
Right.
So
Which is the agreement.
I think that there was a point in time where Quattro wanted to come in and try to get us to close Washington Street. And you know that'll never happen because that's a heavily used, well, it's your precinct.
Yeah, he never talked to me.
This was before you,
That's it.
before you
Why
came
would he
in.
wanna close it?
I think he, you know, I said, what is this? He wants his own private street, you know? But I did not, when I started looking at this, I was like, oh, that's gotta be Quattro. And then when you look at the names,
Yeah.
King Street, I'm like, of course it's Quattro.
Imagine that.
Right.
I thought it was Tom to the King Raptors.
No, that would be James King. Quattro is not a. Right. Hey, y'all,
Anyway.
this is the way to go.
Yeah.
In these meetings, I was sitting there going, oh yeah. I'm
You got good.
right.
Listen to you later.
Right.
Part 22.
Especially, Nancy, thank you so much for everything. It's crazy. Yep. Great.
Dan, we printed out, giving them what to do after we sign the order. Cause I don't want to have to explain it all.
You have to travel with this.
Yes.
everywhere he goes.
Yeah, it explains that to them in all of this. I went and found a website that had it and I printed it and I have. But yeah, so his driving record, SR 22 and his petition, those are all copies. Okay, let's see you at 2 then.
See you at 2 o'clock. And I promise I'm gonna get on my flag emails.
Okay.
Hey, I had another 6.
Did you?
So, oh, there was one, I would like it if you would tell me, there's a
meeting.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I'll contact you.
I think it would do good.
Yeah.
And it would do good. So if you get a chance, is it where? Where's it at? It's in my hands. It's in my hands.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the gentleman who wanted to talk with you. So which one are you talking about?
I'm trying to remember what it was. But it's related to our office and the meeting is in my hands, but I have a copy. And if you can't make it, don't worry about
Okay, I'll go.
it. Just think about it. Just think about it.
Do you know what it's for?
Possible things will come out.
I know.
I know I did it for a reason.
And you flagged it?
I thought.
Okay, I'll go look. Okay.
So thank you for forwarding that. Troy forwarded it to me too. I'm ready.
So hopefully they'll answer all the ways.
That would be nice.
But, and that's, I'm telling you. That's how we are. They get a mandate from the legislators. And then they give it to a bureaucrat and then the bureaucrat, what are they gonna do? What are the legislators gonna do if a bureaucrat does it and says, okay, in my opinion, that's it. And is the spirit of it, is there a rural grant program? Yes, but some bureaucrat doesn't add stuff to it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's just really sad because, I know Troy and Jesse, they don't like each other. That's clear. But, the task force is working really well together. And we've got bids that come in under the 250 for both of them. So we'd be able to take care of both cities. So who is an elected official to say, no, only one, So, we'll see. I just heard from, Blanco. No, this is Ross. So.
Okay. Bye, Patty.
Bye.